Amazon Ads Raw Daily brought to you from me and myself. This is episode 87, I feel. It's Tuesday, the 12th of September. Welcome to the show. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into brand-tailored promotions. We talked about this in some episodes, 40 episodes ago. So it's like 2 months ago since this is a new feature. And I wanted to do a bit more deep dive into this specific tool, as I really feel there's lots of value to get from this. And I feel this could be helpful for some of you, all of you. I have no clue. So let's deep dive into this today. So, what is brand tailored promotions? Let me start with that. Amazon has introduced more functionalities around brands. There's the brand store. They have released last year the customer engagement tool, or at the beginning of the year, the customer engagement tool, which is basically an email marketing tool which plays around with your brand audiences. Your brand audiences is your brand followers. It's your recent customers, your repeat customers, and I believe it's also a high value customer. So there's 4 audiences for brand custom, for the custom engagement tool. The custom engagement tool is allowing you to send emails. You can only send an email every second week to a certain audience. You need to unlock these audiences before you are able to send to all these audiences. In the beginning, you can only send to your brand followers. You have to meet certain thresholds and criteria in order to keep it going and in order to be able to send emails. So, for example, if you have a very high opt-out rate, higher than 1%, Amazon will decrease the reach and so on and so forth. And if you have lower rates and you also get some sales, then Amazon will increase the reach with your custom engagement emails as well. So it is kind of I believe it's still kind of in beta or in testing phase. So I have not heard from anyone who has been using this to the full potential as of yet, because it takes some time until you ramp it up, until you fully get access to the audiences, meaning to the full amount of people. So let's say you have a 10K brand followers and you send an email. You're not sending an email to 10,000 people. Amazon is deciding to how many, and maybe it's only 500. But then in the next iteration, you'll send another email if the first email was clicked enough and people clicked on the pro data page and so on and so forth, and you didn't have enough you didn't have lots of opts out, then Amazon will allow you to send to bigger audiences. So next time you maybe see 1,500 emails delivered, and so on and so forth, until you reach the 10,000 followers you actually had. Now, brand tailored promotions is kind of going into that same direction. But instead of sending emails, you're setting up promotional discounts. These promotional discounts are working similar to a coupon. So you can set a customer discount. Minimum is 10%, maximum is 50%. Currently, and now that's very important here, there's no fees associated with these promotions. In every other promotion, you have fees you pay to Amazon to set up these promotions. They are currently for free. You only pay the discount, basically. So if my product is $30 and I do a discount of 10%, I'm just getting 27, obviously, because the customer gets 10% discount. And this 10% is what I basically pay, what is my spend is, right? So you're not paying additional fees to Amazon for setting this up and for the redemption, which is great. So it's really just a discount on the price. And so that's the first thing. The second thing is you can choose from lots of different audiences, which are all very, very cool. So I'll give you kind of a little bit of the different audiences you have here. But first you have to understand this has been changed over the last 2 months a little bit. So for example, currently the minimum size for eligible audiences is 1,000 people. So if there's less than 1,000 people inside the audiences for your brand, then you will not be able to set up a tailored promotion for this audience. So that's important here to understand. When you set up such a brand tailored promotion, the first thing you'll ask to do is select your brand. This is the brand you have with brand registry. So you'll select that first, and based on this brand, you'll get your audiences. There's 6 different audiences as of now. So there's more than in the custom engagement tool. And they're all kind of different in a way on how you would feel the customer is set in the customer journey. The, for me, most interesting audience is the brand card abandoners 90 days. This audience means customers who have added any of your brand products to their cart in the last 90 days but haven't purchased yet. So this is really a strong audience, I feel. Obviously, I'm not a big trustee into Amazon integrity, so I feel like they would give me also people who have added something to the cart, have checked out something else, and my product is either still in the cart or it's not in the cart anymore. But people had it in their cart. So maybe I'm still kind of targeting them. And when I say targeting, I'll come to that in a second to explain you how it actually works, because it's not really a targeting, let's say, not in the terms of how I, as a performance marketer, would understand targeting. So it's more like a passive thing. Okay, but this is still an interesting audience. Brand cart abandoners 90 days. Customers who added any of your brand products to their cart in the last 90 days but haven't purchased yet. So that means people who are genuinely interested in your products or have been. And you can set up a discount code only for these people. Now, the next audience is something we know about. It's the brand followers. So everybody who follows your brand. The third audience is high spend customers. So this is a sampling, a 5% sampling of the brand's highest spending customers in the last 12 months. So now it gets interesting. How is Amazon defining high spend versus non-high spend? Yeah, and that's really not clear here. And that's the thing. That's the thing with Amazon. They're not giving us too much information on the how's it called, on the help page about these things. It just says as a definition, high spending 5% of your brand's customers in the last 12 months. These customers spend the most on your brand's products. Well, okay. So eventually people who bought 2 products from me, from my brand, or who bought, if I have multiple products, a product which has a high average selling price whatsoever. It means people who bought from you already and who bought more than the average people. For those, you can set up a discount. Maybe that's interesting, maybe not. I feel like if people are already spending more than average on my brand, they are already willing to pay more. Why would I want to incentivize them with a discount? Could work. I feel maybe this is depends on the product and the category. Maybe there's some use cases for that. I've not thought through that too much. For me at the moment, this is not too interesting. The fourth one, potential new customers. So this is again interesting because it's not based on your existing audiences, but it looks for new audiences. So it basically looks at people who have clicked on your brand, meaning on your product detail page, your storefront, and or not and or added products to their cart in the last 90 days, but have not purchased from your brand in the last year. So this excludes people who have purchased from you in the last 12 months or in the last year. So here it gets a little, with the definitions. That's, again, where I'm not 100% sure. On the other audiences, it says in the last 12 months. This is, as I would understand it, a trailing time frame. If I look in August, or now we are in September, it means last 12 months. Either it includes also this September, then we look at October last year until September this year, or maybe last year September until August this year, whatever. But it's like trailing. From your brand in the last year, that could either mean the same thing, last 12 months, the last year, or it means last year, last full year, 2022. I don't know. Amazon is not explaining it here, but it's kind of a little bit unclear from the definition perspective. I might have to ask Amazon actually on that thing. But it's, it's kind of trying to figure out, hey, people who are interested in your brand but haven't purchased in the last 12 months, maybe give them a discount. That's kind of an interesting audiences. Also, just giving you some numbers here from a brand. I'm not saying you the brand name, but for this brand, for example, we have 30,000 people in the cart abandoners. We have 1,000 brand followers. We have 5,000 high spend customers on that one. 17,000 potential new customers. So this is the second biggest audience here. The biggest is the brand cart abandoners. And then from the last two audiences, we have recent customers. So this is another 5% sampling from the brand's customers in the last 12 months. So this is very similar to the high spend, but it's not the high spend customers, but the recent customers. And now again, kind of unclear to me. I have it's because it's a sampling, it's a 5% sampling. I don't know how they do it, but the amount of people is kind of similar, which makes sense. It's a 5% sampling from all my customers in the last 12 months. High spend customers and recent customers. I have roughly 5,000 in both of them for this brand. And then the last thing is repeat customers. Customers who have purchased more than one order from this brand in the last 12 months. This can also be very interesting for brands who are selling repeat purchase products. Now, bear in mind, this is an additional promotion code which might add up to other discounts as well. So if you have a save and subscribe discount, subscribe and save, this can add up, and so on and so forth. So there's a few things you have to keep in mind when setting up these things. But this is all the different audiences. Just repeating it real quick here: brand cart abandoners, 90 days, brand followers, high spend customers, potential new customers, recent customers, and repeat customers. You can set up promotion codes for all of them, only one of them. Every audience is an own promotion code. If you set it up for all of them, there might be some overlap. I'm not sure if there's an overlap and then it would add up or something like that. I don't feel so. But yeah, that's about the audiences. Now let's go into the actual setup of the promotion. And there's two important details here to note. The first thing is tailored promotions may combine with other unrestricted promotions, deals, and coupons. If a buyer qualifies for multiple preferential promotions, the best value promotion will apply. The best value promotion will apply. May combine with other unrestricted promotions. This sounds to me, hey, if there's another promotion running on a product and now this audience comes to your product, eventually this adds up. Or it exchanges and then the promotion with the highest discount will apply. To me, it's kind of unclear. may combine with other unrestricted promotions. If a buyer qualifies for multiple, the best value promotion will apply. If they say may combine, this seems like can add up and double down on the discount for the customer. But in the next sentence, they say like, if he qualifies for multiple, then only the best promotion will apply. Okay, so this is like still a little bit unclear to me, but keep in mind, eventually these discounts could add up. And another announcement they do here on the page is a very, very exciting one, because we talked about the customer engagement tool in the beginning of this episode. And I did that because I knew that I want to talk about this a little bit, because launching soon. So this is, I think, Brand Tailored is there since 2 months, and soon they will be launching the ability to select specific ASINs, because currently you set it up for the whole brand and all the products within that brand. In the future, you can set it up for individual ASINs, which is great, because some brands just have a big assortment and there's not an option to set up a discount code for all of the products. And the second thing is the ability to send emails featuring tailored promotions. So now it gets interesting. I'll set up a tailored promotion for my cart abandoners, and then I send an email to these people. Now that's very interesting, because, and now we talk about how it actually works. You set up this discount, and the people, in order to see that there's a discount, they need to come to your product detail page again to see that discount. Eventually, and I'm not 100% sure on this, Amazon is also kind of giving push notifications on these customers. I feel like that's not happening a lot. Maybe it is happening, maybe it's not happening. Maybe they're testing this. I feel like Amazon could potentially, if I create a brand tailored promotion, setting up a discount for my recent customers or my cart abandoners, and I say, hey, 10% discount, then it would be in Amazon interest to send the customer a notification, hey, your product you recently had in your cart is now 10% cheaper. Go to the product detail page to check it out and see the discount. I feel Amazon would want to do that, as it really drives the engagement and hopefully also the sale. And with the connection to the customer engagement, we would be able to do this step with the emails. So we could set up the discount, and then we send an email, and then people could receive that email telling them, hey, there's a 10%, 20%, whatever discount on a product which you recently had in your cart. Maybe they're not saying which you recently had in your cart, because that's kind of, data protectivity wise, maybe not that smart. But currently promotion will only feature on the detail page for applicable products. So only if people, so you set all this up for your recent customers, your repeat customers, your cart abandoners or whatever, and then the promotion will only display on the product detail page. So people have to come back to that product to see the discount. That's kind of what it makes it currently not as strong, I feel, because if nobody knows about the discount, how can people redeem it? How can we get lots of sales from it? We are testing this very widely, and we see great results already. So I'll encourage you all to test this out, especially because there's currently no fees associated with it. And yeah, that's basically all to set it up. So you give the promotion a name. Obviously, you set up the discount code, which discount percent between 10 and 50%. Then you set a maximum budget, which is the spend, which I explained in the beginning. So if I set up 10% discount on a 30% product, that's per purchase from a discount product $3, and that's my budget. So the minimum budget is $100. That means I could, if I set it to $100, that means I can sell 30 free products on this discount, and then my budget would be hit and no discounts would be given anymore. I'm not sure if there's like a maximum Let's quickly try. Well, it feels like I can add lots of 9s to this without getting an error message, at least from the interface. Not sure how it would be if I would want to set it up. You give it a start date, obviously. You have to give it started in the future. You cannot give it as of today, so it can only start in the next days. And then this can last until 60 days. There's currently only one redemption per customer, but maybe in the future you're also able to set this to a higher volume if you want so. So the setup is pretty easy, pretty quick. There's no fees associated. You only have to calculate a budget, which is the discount on your ASP multiplied with the amounts of units sold over the discount. That's your budget. That's how you calculate your budget. And with that, you'll be able to set up individual tailored promotions for people who are most relevant to your brands. Eventually, Amazon is pushing it as well with app notifications, and soon we will be able to push it to people directly via the email, the customer engagement functionality. And with that, I hope we covered almost everything about brand tailored promotion. While doing this episode, I learned I need to check a few more of these information pieces on the definitions, which I will do, and I'll update you in a couple of weeks once I know more. Thank you very much for listening, and have a wonderful Tuesday and a wonderful week. Take care. Bye-bye.